Welcome back on the mic, FC. I'm here. You're here. Take me through it, man. Talk to me. Arsenal Chelsea friendly game today. 2-1. Not for the Gunners, but
No, not for us. Never for us. Always for them. Huh?
always for them.
But I mean, I'd like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Chelsea have a very strong squad. Kai
Right.
Havertz has really hit his stride, especially since that Champions League final.
Of course.
I mean, as disappointing as Germany was in the Euros, it's never really down to one player. But I mean, the biggest disappointment I learned just before we started recording this that Thomas Partey is getting a scan on his ankle tomorrow, and it doesn't look good. Which kind of a thing that happens with Arsenal is we buy these players and often they get hurt and things like that. And I mean that happens in football, but especially with Partey because he got hurt last season too against I believe it was the Tottenham game.
Yeah, taking too many long shots.
Yeah,
too many from 40. Yep.
Man, he pulls up from 30, and hey, it happens. We could talk about that another time, but I mean that's definitely going to be a problem if it's a long-term thing, especially with the season starting in 2 weeks, something like that now.
Week and a half.
Yeah, but first game I believe is against Brentford, so I mean, hope.
I rate y'all to lose that.
Yeah, I mean, I back us to get a point.
Yeah.
No,
come on. This is lifelong Arsenal fan right here. Lifelong ultra.
Yeah.
He's been through it.
Yeah, we all been through it.
Yeah.
But like I would say, the other things that happened in the game today, I mean, a goal from Granit Xhaka, which I mean is always nice. But I also learned right before this podcast that we are offering him a contract extension until 2025, which personally I'm not a fan of. I think that what's unfortunate is that I feel like Granit Xhaka always plays his best when he is not playing for Arsenal. He had a very, very good Euros. He looked like the player Arsenal thought we were buying from.
Of course, he decides to turn up for the Euros.
Yeah,
when he's not on the payroll. When he's playing France, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Bosch is a midfield of Pogba and Kanté, Guizou.
Hey, I mean, it
happens.
But what frustrates me is I feel like we do this a lot, where we offer players contracts that are too our squad is so bloated right now. There's so many players in our squad like Granit Xhaka, like David Luiz, like Sead Kolasinac is back on loan. He still is on our books. Players like that, these I mean I won't even call them perimeter players because Xhaka gets minutes and so does David Luiz. But players that I think we can improve upon, that we constantly offer more and more contracts and more money, when I wish we would either take punts on other players or move them on to just, generate a little bit more capital for the club. But I mean,
but you're excited about your new signings.
I am excited about a couple of our new signings. Nuno is his first. Nuno Tavares.
Tavares. Yeah.
Yes, he's looked.
Tavares.
Tavares.
Yeah, Tavares.
Yeah, he's looked very good in preseason. He scored his first shot. First goal.
Really?
Yeah, for the club. I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's always good. And, I mean, we definitely needed cover at the left back spot. That was one of the positions that I was hoping that we would sign another player in right now. Because just to be clear, Kieran Tierney is my favorite, or if not my favorite, my second favorite player in the Arsenal squad right now. I am a big KT ultra.
I know you are.
KT
Pride of Scotland.
Yeah,
best Scottish left back.
Yeah, probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
Andrew something.
Can't remember. But
yeah, but
okay. Here's what I want from you today. Tell me what Arsenal need to do to get a top 6 in this season. I'm not going to say top 4. If you're an Arsenal fan and you're saying top 4, I think it's time to get realistic.
We all know that that's not going to happen.
Take it from the man himself.
Hey, stranger things have happened too.
That's right. Exactly right. Tell me what Arsenal need to do, maybe before the transfer window closes, although I think y'all summer is over. But tell me what you think that they need to do to get a top 6 this season.
I mean, so I believe we finished 8th last season. Can we fact check that, Liam?
Yeah, let's get a fact check on that.
Something
we should know, but
something I should know. But hey, the Euros had us all in a daze.
They did.
But I will say that as far as I'll start with the summer that the transfers we made so far. Lokonga, very exciting signing. Yeah. I did not know about him before we signed him, but I mean I've looked into him since, and I mean Anderlecht, Wonder Kid, which I mean, I think there have been a few good Belgian players in the Premier League. You know, maybe just a couple.
Maybe we'll get a fact check on that as well.
Yeah. Can we
We'll
fact
put it
check
on the
that? but I think that Lacazette, he excites me. He's a young. Those are the types of signings that I want us to go for more.
Right.
Nuno Tavares and Lacazette are players that I think I would like to see us like. Those are the types of guys that I take more punts, take more chances on players like that.
Absolutely.
So that is good. I would say that the positions that are our biggest problem right now, well, let's see what happens to Partey, I guess. But I do think that a midfielder that pairs well with Partey is something that we were missing last season. Preferably one that maybe can be a little bit more creative. We struggled very creatively last season.
I would say, and this is from the outside looking in, of course, what's so frustrating for me when I watch Arsenal, I know we've talked about this a little bit, y'all have so much creative power, but it just feels like y'all are lacking creativity in a few positions. And for me, I think I see it in the right back and the left back position. When KT's in and he's in form, y'all found goals so much more easily. I felt like, in the modern game, we know how important fullbacks are. We know how important they are in the modern game. But
that Andrew guy's pretty good.
That Andrew guy, he's okay. I think that Nuno Tavares signing is important. It's good because I think that y'all need more creativity and more utility players, like being able to go forward and supplement the creativity. Because I think that that's something where y'all's play stagnates because you don't have that connection. That's something that I see.
I think that when our best 11 is in, we look good. I don't think we look, amazing.
Right.
But on any given day, right? It's football. So
you beat City.
Yeah,
right?
we did beat City. I believe we did beat City once last season.
Yeah.
We beat
Xhaka scored the free kick.
Yes.
His contribution for the season.
I think so. Yeah. Then that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Until we play France.
Yeah. Anyways, what I was gonna get into was, yeah. So our starting 11, when Kieran Tierney is in and he's healthy and he's playing well, we look a much better side, and I think that that's very important. The problem with that is how often. He's young, and you don't like to see young players be getting hurt as much as he does, but I do back him to hopefully shake that. I've said it before. I've said it to you before. I think that he's future captain material for Arsenal.
It's a big shout.
If he continues to play well, if he can stay healthy and things like that. But keeping him healthy also means sitting him every now and again, which is why I was so excited that we got Tavares. Yes, because we needed left back cover, and Kolasinac, he was out on loan, but I guess he's back now. But for me, he's not good enough. He's not the answer. He's a player that we need to offload. But what you were saying earlier about what do Arsenal need to do to get a top 6 spot? Liam, did you find out where they finished last season?
Was it 8?
It was 8th? Okay. Yeah, I think we were 9th.
Yeah.
We went up on the last game.
Last game, but did Villa, I think Villa dropped down.
Yeah. We clutched, so yeah, it's
of course. That's how you do.
But yeah, I think a top 6 finish, it's definitely on the cards. It's possible. I think that we definitely were better towards, after Christmas, we were much better. I think sometime in between September and October, we just went on a horrible run. I believe
it was like 13 games, right?
Yeah, we dropped down to, I think 16th was the lowest, 16th, maybe.
On the cusp of relegation.
Yeah, hey.
You know how we do?
Yeah, you know how we do. But, I don't want to pretend like it's all sad and everything. I feel like Arsenal fans are always, they're always depressed. They always talk, oh man, like we're so bad, we're so this. It's hard watching us every week. And Arsenal fans are toxic in that way. I will say that.
It's true.
So I do try and bring some positivity as hard as it is to believe. I do try and bring some positivity to it every now and again. But so I think that our squad is too bloated and we're missing key players.
Right.
So let's start with, we've already talked to death about Nuno Tavares and Lacazette. So we just recently signed Ben White. That deal just went through.
Right.
I like Ben White. I think he is a good.
I do as well. Let the record show.
Yeah, I like Ben White. I like him a lot, and I think that he is a very good center back. And he was part of a Brighton team that defense was not their problem.
Spotless.
Very good defense from Brighton last season. They were tough to score against.
Which, honestly, it's a miracle they finished where they did. I guess it's a testament to how bad their offense was.
Right.
But
yes. No, I believe on expected points, they were
up there.
They were definitely
A lot of unlucky
I won't
moments.
make any punchy
We'll
things
let
up.
the Brighton fans sort that out.
Yeah. You
Back to
Brighton
Ben
fans,
White.
let us know in the comments what your expected position was on expected points.
Yeah. Back to Ben White. 58 mil. I think it was 58 mil, and then there might be some.
There might be some add. He's our third.
I believe it's Pepe.
Aubameyang, and then Ben White. Yes, he's our third most expensive signing. And another thing that we've talked about a lot, we keep saying that players are not responsible for how much they cost.
Let that sink in.
Yes, that is my opinion.
Nicola Pepe did not ask to be 72 mil. He didn't ask for it.
He didn't ask to be as expensive as he was. That is a business side decision. And did he come in and impress immediately? No. But I like Pepe. Another thing that I'll go on the record and say I back Pepe. I think he's a quality player.
I think given a team around him that wasn't the Arsenal that we've been seeing, and I think you give him enough starts, I think that he matches with goal contributions easily.
I think that he is a player that I could see doing extremely well, especially at a club maybe that is not Arsenal.
Maybe so.
But
back to Ben White.
Back to Ben White. He's a very good player. He's obviously, like I just said, let the record show it's not his fault that we paid as much as we did for him. I do think it is a bit of an overpay, but it's understandable. He's a Premier League player, and he's the English tax.
It's real. It's a real thing. Look into it if you don't believe it. English tax, 100%.
English players will always cost more, especially in the Premier League. Not really abroad, I guess. English players don't go abroad all that much.
Yeah,
but that's beside the point.
That's beside the point.
But I guess not really an issue that I have with the Ben White signing, because I definitely think we can improve on our center backs. Arsenal's defense was actually ranked third last season in the league. Yes, I believe so. By the end of the season, we had the third ranked best defense in the league, and that just goes to show how poor our creativity was because we finished eighth.
Right.
And so, I'm not saying that the center backs that we have, David Luiz, Rob Holding, Gabriel, and Pablo Mari, that those are the guys that we need to be trusting. But I don't think it was necessarily our biggest problem position.
Right. Leno's good. Leno's class.
Leno is very good.
Very good.
And I think that he doesn't
saved Arsenal multiple points.
I don't think that he gets talked about enough. Although, it didn't help that when he got hurt right before the FA Cup run, they brought in Martinez, and he was also a very underrated goalkeeper in my opinion. He's
but now everybody knows.
Yeah, but now everybody knows. So I guess
everybody's on it now. They've caught up.
But anyways, back to what I was saying. Ben White, good signing. I'm excited about it. I want to see how he does. But
who do you pair him with? Let me ask you that. Who do you pair Ben White with?
I think you pair. That's tough. I think that out of the four center backs that we have, I would like to give David Luiz the least amount of time, because as good as he was, also David Luiz was a world class center back.
I would put him in world class.
Yeah, he played for a team that I think you like, or maybe at some point.
At some point.
But
2 stints with Chelsea, I think that he's easily the most experienced player there. I think he's MLS bound. I don't want to disrespect my boy like that, but I think that he is past his prime. Who do you pair Ben White with?
I think that, in my opinion, Pablo Mari is our center back that I think is the most maybe the most palatable to pair with just about anybody.
Okay.
Does that make sense? He doesn't do one of anything super great, but I don't know if that's necessarily means that he would be a good pairing. And also, it depends on what formation we're wanting to play. So Arteta has been known to use the five at the back with the Tierney and Bellerin or Suarez acting as wingbacks.
Okay.
So if you're playing with three, then I think Ben White would probably be in there. I think Ben White. It's tough because it's not that I think that our center backs are bad. I'm not.
You're not confident?
I'm not confident in necessarily.
See, I think that y'all's best pairing last year, because of Gabriel's man issues,
right,
and all of that was challenging him, I think it ended up being Holding
and
and Mari.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree. I think they were our.
Most consistent.
The thing
at
is
least.
that's what I was gonna say. They're the most consistent, but I feel like they have the lowest ceiling as well as far as like how well they can perform.
Absolutely.
But I mean, holding Ben White, and Mari. I mean, I could see that running out 1 week and seeing how that goes. But I mean, between the two, probably Mari or Holding would be the person that I pair him with. But I think the problem position for us right now. We have a few, but I think right back is something that we need to focus on. I think we should. I think we should have made a signing at right back. We made a signing at left back, which is good because we needed that too. But I wish that maybe even instead of Ben White, we would have signed a right back. I mean, the summer's not over. But
The summer's not over. 2 weeks, is that right for the transfer?
they have until the
window?
end of August.
Till the end of August. Okay.
So 4 weeks.
Yeah, 3-4 weeks.
But again, I mean,
So the summer's not over, but it might be for Arsenal. I mean, I don't remember the last time that y'all made this many signings. I mean, that was $100 million $100 million summer, right? Around there, in and around.
probably in and around. We talking
I think that's
USD
about,
euros.
I think that's about Arsenal.
Unless we offload more players, which is what I think you were asking me earlier about.
Right.
Things that we need to do.
Bellerin.
Bellerin is one of the players that I think we should offload or should have offloaded by now.
Right.
When he was linked to Barcelona, I'm not going to pretend I'm in the back room and I know everything that's going on. Like, I'm sure that there are things that are happening,
Right.
but we need to prioritize. We need to prioritize getting rid of players before we prioritize bringing in more players, in my opinion, because players like this is my little circle claim to fame with Aubameyang. I go on the record.
I'll get this for you. Because I know. So, a couple summers ago, this man caught more hate than anybody I've ever known.
From Arsenal
Went on
fans.
the books and said, "We need to sell Aubameyang right now." Coming off of his Golden Boot season,
Yes.
that Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, and Aubameyang Golden Boot season. I think it was like 22, 23 goals. Had a lot of assists as well. This man went on the books. We need to sell him now. Caught so much hate, and now, I mean, he's easily gone down. I think 20 to 30 mil in value.
At least.
And now he's a problem. Now he doesn't even have, the skills that he was bringing to the table back then.
And the thing is, like, I think I was the most adamant about it after the FA Cup win. Yeah. And that's when all the Arsenal fans were on a high. I'm so excited for this new season. I mean, I was too. I was excited. We just beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final. We won a trophy. And I mean, with the FA Cup, people also just sometimes FA Cup catches some flack and it's like not that big. FA Cup's a good trophy to win.
Yep.
Especially for teams that maybe aren't challenging for like first place or maybe aren't in the Champions League.
I think for Leicester that was
huge
this past season.
Yes, huge last season
for a club like Leicester,
right.
Especially with everything that happened in the final 3 match days in the Prem. I'm not a Leicester fan, but I was very happy to see Leicester pull that trophy home.
I was too. It was disappointing to see them not get the top 4 as well.
Absolutely.
But anyways, after the FA Cup, everybody was riding like on a high. They were super excited for the season, and I was too. But I am also a pragmatist at first.
Right.
I said that we needed to sell Aubameyang because I believe the numbers that were being quoted and thrown around. I mean, they're all transfer rumors and stuff. It was like 80 million.
It was in and around.
It was like 70 to 80 million dollars.
Absolutely.
Or euros or whichever
Conversion.
currency.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do you see anybody offering anywhere near that amount now?
No, but I don't think he's as low in value as Arsenal fans think he is. I think if he can come,
I think we'd be lucky to get half of that.
I think I could see him 45, 50 mil.
I don't know.
I think I could.
But that's if he has an okay season. I'm talking right now, his stock has never been lower.
Right.
And that's a player that I wish we would have offloaded. Lacazette, I actually think was a relatively important player for us last season, as much as, man, as many dummy plays as he had to nobody,
absolutely.
or as many misses that he had. He
brought a bit of experience up top because the top was.
I want to say, we didn't
experienced.
have any massive goal scorers last season, but I want to say that he was probably
up there.
He I would say that he was most likely our top goal scorer last season.
I can't think of anybody.
Could you look that
We're
one
gonna
up?
fact check on that, but I don't think of anybody off the top of my head who had more goals.
Right. But he's another player that I wish we would offload. Everything that I talk about with Arsenal, I feel like in the past season and a half to 2 years has been, we need to phase out these older guys and use our younger guys. And they started that this season with Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe, which I was so happy about.
That's huge.
That is huge that they're getting playing time. I love that. First of all, I just love seeing young players get the trust from the manager. And the fact that Arteta is, he's given ESR the number 10 now, which is,
right.
I mean, a lot of trust. I was listening to an interview with Thierry Henry recently, and he says, that cannon on your chest, it's heavy. And it's true. The cannon is heavy. It's tough to wear the badge, and it gets even heavier with a number like 10.
With a number like 10, I mean, I won't even go into all the Ozil stuff. Did you see the Ozil tweet though?
No, what did he say?
Full backing of ESR. I thought it was cool.
Oh,
it was
really cool. That's class.
That's the type of lad he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's huge because coming from your last number 10,
right?
I think it shows.
Right.
But that badge is heavy for sure.
Right. Yes. But like I was saying, trusting our younger guys. I mean, I think we've trusted Tierney, but he's just gotten hurt. Trusting Tierney, trusting Saka, trusting ESR. I would personally love to see Martinelli get a string of runs this season, but he's also been hurt.
He's been hurt.
But he is class. I think that he's one of those players that I think could go either. Like at this point, he could he could explode and be really great, or I mean,
How old is he now?
I want to say he's
20?
20.
20.
Maybe 21.
We'll see.
We can get it. Did you find out on the Lacazette? Was he our top goal scorer last season? Yes, I figured. But again, despite that, I am all for rejuvenating the squad, bringing in youth, bringing in these.
It's necessary.
Bringing in these punchy transfers and things like that.
Especially for a team that didn't win it all with that team. I mean, we've seen like teams like Barcelona, where they have a world beater 11.
Right.
It's tough to let go of that team.
Right, exactly.
It is tough to let go of that team. But a team like Arsenal, I'm sorry, y'all did not have a world beater 11. But, man, you've got to offload some of these
You might
players.
be the first person to tell me that.
I might be the first. I'll go on record and say that. I'm fine. But I think it's crucial, especially in y'all's position now. You're in the bridge between the older squad and the younger squad.
I guess, but I just see there's no reason for it. So let's say you go back to the Invincible team.
Okay.
Offloading some of those players, yeah, I'm sure that was hard.
Yeah.
Letting like Henry go into Barcelona, or trying to phase out players like Bergkamp and Vieira and things like that. Of course that would be hard. Shaka is not right. Shaka is not Vieira.
Shaka's not Vieira.
Aubameyang is not Henry.
That midfield switch is easy.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not. The other thing, I mean, I don't want to say that clubs should not have any loyalty to their players, but when you have been underperforming for as many seasons as you have, and you're a club like Arsenal, they're a big club comparatively, not like a Manchester United as far as money, or Manchester City even.
Right.
But they're a big club. They're a historically huge club in Europe. And especially in the UK.
Absolutely.
But you need to let those players go.
Right.
We should have, like I was saying earlier, Aubameyang. I mean, I wasn't the only one saying it. I will say there were other people saying it, but those people did catch a lot of hate because they're saying he's easily our best player. What are we going to do? Because I believe he was involved in something like 70 to 73% of all of our goals that season. And I was like, awesome. That's great. We are never going to get an offer of $80 million euros, whatever, for this player ever again.
Right.
And if we had that money now, think about what that pays for almost all of Pepe, so we wouldn't be in the red on that. And players like Ben White, or players like Tavares and Lokonga, or players like that we didn't get across the line, like we've been linked to Hosam Aouar.
The whole transfer bid.
Right. And players like that, they can fund these moves that we need more. And I do think at the striker position, I wouldn't mind bringing in somebody else, but I also, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I wouldn't mind giving Martinelli and Nketiah runs at that.
Yeah,
I think that
give him a
both
shout.
right or you hey bring Joseph Willock back from he's not a striker but bring Joe Willock back from loan.
Yeah.
He got player of the month the last
did.
month of the season for Newcastle, and he was one of the reasons that they didn't get relegated. Right?
Did they get relegated?
I don't think so.
That's you. You're prim.
I don't believe so. West Brom got relegated.
West Brom got relegated. Big
West
Sam
Brom.
Allardyce.
It's tough to see Allardyce go.
It is.
It was West Brom, Sheffield United, which was obvious the whole time, and then I believe the third team.
Newcastle
Newcastle got relegated. Oh, they did not get relegated.
They did not get relegated.
Okay, well, that's good.
Regardless.
Yeah, regardless. The third team, it escapes me right now, but regardless, Joe Willock was a big part of Newcastle not getting relegated.
Right.
And that's another situation.
Fulham.
It was was
because
Fulham.
Alphonse just went to West Ham.
Right. It was Fulham. Good memory.
Thanks, sir.
But that's another example of like he's a young player.
Right.
Give him a chance.
Give him a shot. But see, I think that y'all missed that opportunity. I think that opportunity was when Arsenal were parked in 10th place, 12th
Right.
place. I think once you escape relegation, I think what they hit about like 38 points, and I think you're not going to get relegated on 38 points.
Right.
There were too many teams below. I think that's when you give the young guys the shout, because now Arteta will have the full support
You have that safety net.
of not being able to do that. Nobody's going to ask questions because it's going to be a fresh start, a new season. You want to put your best 11 in.
Because the thing is, at that point as well, what are you chasing? You're not going to get top four, right?
Exactly.
You probably aren't going to finish in the Europa League spot.
As long as you're not relegated. I mean, they had that Conference League spot at 7, but
Whatever.
What's
But
a
anyways,
season?
exactly. But I guess to that point is like you're saying, once you have that safety net, once you have that knowledge of we will not get relegated,
Yeah.
but you also have that knowledge of, listen, you can take a long, hard look at the table. We're not getting top four this season. We're not finishing the Europa League spot. We are parked in mid-table. Give those young guys a chance. Give them playing time. Let them do. Because if you drop a few spots,
you drop to 15th.
you're okay. I mean, it's going to look tough. The fans are going to be angry about it,
But as a fan, do you think that you are happier that the young guys got the shout?
I think I would be. I
Absolutely.
can't speak
for your fan base.
I can't speak for my fan
I know
base.
that feeling.
But right. So with that, again, we've trailed off a bit, but give the young guys a chance, especially with the midfield struggling so much with creativity. Joe Willock, ESR, players like this. I mean, Odegaard's gone back to Madrid,
which huge bumper for you.
yeah, very tough. I would have loved to keep him, but I mean, hey, business is business. It is what it is. But as far as to finish in the top 6, which I believe was the original question, I think we need to give the younger guys a chance. See what they can do. And before the summer is up, the window is getting ever.
It's closing.
It's closing. We need to start offloading these perimeter players. Players, in my opinion, should be players like El Neni, players like Xhaka,
Absolutely.
honestly.
Kolasinac.
Players like Kolasinac. Players like who else do we have? I mean,
Willian. Go on. I won't get you started. About Willian.
we can do a whole episode on Willian.
Offloading these perimeter players, trimming the fat of the squad,
Right.
getting it down, getting ready for the season, giving the young guys a shout.
Right. These are the things
that could lead y'all to a top 6 this season. I don't think top 4 is reasonable for y'all.
I don't think so the thing is, like, you know, the romantic football fan in me is, hey, any given season.
Yep.
Any given season.
Arsenal are top of the table right now.
Hey, they're always top of the table before the
Always top of the table.
alphabetic order. You gotta love it.
Yep.
I love opening my app and seeing 0 points, top of the league. Let's
One football, Arsenal slapped up there. 0-0-0.
go. Those are some good numbers.
Yes, sir.
But with that, yes, like you were saying, give the young guys a chance. Offload some of these, trim the fat out of the squad, and because that will also, I mean, you know, people say, well, what's a 10 million transfer out going to do? 10 million transfers out, you bring in a world-class player.
Yeah.
Or at least, I mean, the
Or
market's
you're paying the kit lady.
Exactly.
You're doing what
Yes,
you need to do.
there are things that you need to do.
Right.
Money coming in is always a good thing. Always a good thing.
Always a good
Especially for teams like Arsenal that can't just hit up the Glazers and be like, can we have $100 million?
A small loan of $100
yes,
million.
Yes, we're trying to get this young English guy. His name's Sancho.
They'll give you the $100 million, but they'll fire the kid lady.
Exactly.
It's what happens.
Hey, we're not.
So that's in your eyes. That's what Arsenal need to.
I think those are the most important things
to
that
get to a top
to get
six.
to a top 6 spot. And I mean, and the thing is, you can do those things, and you can still finish 8th.
Right.
And you could, or
it happened, and the Prem is wide open this season.
The Prem.
We'll save that.
Yes, we'll talk about that another time. The Prem is wide open this season, unless a certain two Englishmen
Unless a certain couple of transfers happen.
head over to.
We'll do another episode, transfer talk.
We'll talk
what we
about
think
that.
is going down. 3 or 4 weeks left, but for now.
But yes, those are the things that, I mean, like I said before, and I don't want to seem wishy-washy, but it's the nature of the game. You can do everything right, things can go against you. You can finish 8th or 10th. You can do everything. Alternatively, you can do some things wrong and get lucky and finish.
Still get lucky.
5th
Still
or 4th.
find points.
Right.
It happens.
Exactly. Any given match day. But with that, I do think that those are the things that we should focus on. And the other thing that I want to close with before we end is the mentality surrounding Arsenal. I was saying earlier, we are a big club, and we are. We are a big club as far as like money and fan base and things like that. We are a big club. Business-wise, we cannot act like we are a big club anymore.
Right. It's the mistake that Tottenham's been making.
It is.
Thinking that they're a big club.
It's the mistake that Tottenham's been making. I'll even argue, I mean, I think United are a very strong team, as much as I do not like United. They're a very strong team coming into this season. But the seasons in between, like the early 2010s to like late 2010s, where they were kind of, I would say, mediocre, especially for them.
Right.
That's what they were making that mistake. They were
Right.
just big signing, big signing, big signing. I think that things that, I mean, and that's kind of their thing, but we can't do that. We aren't them.
You're not them.
We need to start. We need to, and the fans need to understand that these
Right.
punchy signings that we're doing, these little signings and things, those are the players that explode.
Squad building.
Exactly. You need to build a squad around with that idea. And unfortunately, like I said, we can't just be going and buying Sancho. We can't just be going and buying whomever.
Right.
We want, and I think the fans need to understand that, and understand that this is a project. It's not something.
Absolutely.
This is not something that we are going. Arteta needs to be given the time to have a project.
Emirates wasn't built in a day.
Emirates was not built in a day, but the things with that, you have to give your coach time. It's something we don't see a lot in world football. I would think, or I don't think anymore. Arteta needs to be given time, and I think that's we're closing in on that type of decision this season and maybe half of next season. We'll see how things go, but
Right.
fans need to understand that a project takes time. It is not. We are not going to win the Premier League this season.
No way.
We are not.
Not a top 4 this season.
Right,
At least
exactly.
in my opinion.
We aren't going to be in the Champions League spots. I mean, maybe Europa League spot, maybe. I mean, I could see us getting lucky and sneaking in there. But you need to understand these things will happen over time. The next great Arsenal team will not have Aubameyang in it. Will not have Lacazette in it. Will not have players like Willian in it or things like that. You have to get there. And I think there are some players that we have right now that could potentially be in that squad. But as of right now, this is not the next great Arsenal squad. But I will say, with some of the young players that we have, I am excited for the future, and I'm down for the project. I'm ready to watch.
Awesome.
Can't wait for the season.
Awesome. That's a look ahead to Arsenal. Maybe some top 6 hopes. Maybe some transfer window hopes, even though the time is running down. That's what we're going to do for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. On the Mic FC.
Thank you so much for watching, boys.